Danke, Leninot. Ist es das? Ich gucke.
On the morning of July 5th, 2017, a
Maximal
man
besser.
sits in front of his laptop and is
Let's go. Und vor allem auch kein nerviges Sponsorblock hier.
It's the early 2010s. The dark web is picking up speed. The promises of anonymity and privacy are attracting more and more people. Thanks to Bitcoin, there is a new form of payment that isn't controlled by authorities. It's become easier than ever for criminals to sell their products online at a massive scale. With the advent of the dark web, a gigantic global game of cat and mouse began, and it continues to this day.
Keine Ahnung, Chat. Egal, ob Simplissimus und der Kanal der gleiche ist, der Typ, der geredet hat, 1 Million mal mehr Charisma in der Stimme als der Typ von dem deutschen Video. Sorry, Bro. Ich weiß, du bist neu und du bist irgendwie da und so, aber der Typ hat Power, der andere nicht.
Billions and billions of dollars.
The Silk Road is perhaps the most legendary dark web marketplace.
Jeder von uns kennt die Silk Road, oder? Chat, nur so nebenbei. Ist okay, wenn wir uns auf Englisch gucken? Versteht ihr das? Ich hoffe. Ich meine, ich kann die Untertitel deutsch machen. Oder ich lasse sie lieber Englisch. Ich glaube, es hilft euch mehr.
To date. The platform went live in February 2011 and became incredibly popular. More than 100,000 customers bought drugs there. But only 2.5 years later, the operator of the site was caught, and the Silk Road went offline. The authorities wanted to set an example in the fight against drugs. The Silk Road founder received a life sentence. But the business was too lucrative to drive away other operators. So after the closure of the Silk Road, the number of dark markets exploded. They all fought for the top spot. Silk Road 2.0 was released just 35 days after the closure of its predecessor. The site survived less than a year. Evolution was another.
Also ich lese gerade, dass Simplissimus wohl 3 verschiedene Sprecher hat oder so. Ich finde, wenn er einen Kanal macht, der Simplissimus heißt und wenn er sich selbst als Simplissimus bezeichnet, muss er jedes Video einsprechen. Er ist quasi die Galionsfigur seines Kanals so. Und wenn er das nicht machen will und dafür lieber Leute einstellen will, damit die für ihn sprechen, dann, keine Ahnung, verstehe ich nicht ganz. Finde ich komisch.
Another popular marketplace with a comparable size to the two Silk Roads. To buy things on Evolution, you had to pay Bitcoin to an account on the platform, a kind of dark web escrow account. And once the bought items arrived to the customers, the sellers were paid. There was an incredible amount of money.
Also, worum es geht ist, Chat, der Dark Web Markt quasi, also jetzt zum Beispiel in dem Fall Silk Road, ist quasi der Verhandler. Der Kunde und der Typ, der dir die Drogen schickt, geben beide die Bitcoins an den Markt. Der Markt hält die beiden Währungen und teilt das Geld an den richtigen Empfänger und nimmt einen Teil davon für sich, also quasi als Sicherheit, damit quasi du als Kunde nicht abgezogen wirst vom Händler. Gerade in so einer Umgebung.
With the platform operators at all times. At some point, these operators decided to steal this money.
Das ist ein Exit-Scam-Chat. Dann haben die halten ganz viel Geld von verschiedenen Käufern und Verkäufern und die nehmen einfach das Geld und verpissen sich mit der Kohle.
A so-called exit scam. Agora has also been named as a worthy successor to the original Silk Road, but the founders voluntarily took the site offline in August 2015.
Das passiert regelmäßig mit den Exit-Scams-Chat. Im Endeffekt ist es wie so eine tickende Zeituhr. Jeder Markt exit-scammt irgendwann.
Business was getting too hot. Exit scams, arrests, voluntary withdrawals, and hacks. All of these were benefiting a new emerging dark web market, Alpha Bay. In July 2014, a man who calls himself Alpha02 starts to develop Alpha Bay. Only 5 months later, his platform goes live. Initially, only stolen credit card data is offered and sold, but Alpha Bay quickly begins to offer more lucrative products. In addition to data and logins, there are now drugs, weapons, and malware. Services such as money laundering are also offered. Few things are forbidden, but items or data related to child abuse, hidden runs, and stolen bank account information from Russia is strictly prohibited. Alpha02 probably doesn't want to mess with Russian law enforcement agencies. Maybe he also wants to pretend to be Russian in order to mislead investigators. The website itself works similar to Amazon. It is user-friendly, there are search functions, filters, and categories. You're able to pay with Bitcoin, Monero, or Ethereum. This is supposed to provide anonymity. Alphabay even offers a so-called tumbler, purchases that are blurred by bundling multiple transactions from different people. The platform works well and dominates the dark web. While other marketplaces popped up and disappeared, Alphabay remains strong. The number of users is growing rapidly. Barely a year after it was founded, the site has more than 200,000 registered users and 40,000 sellers. In 2017, Alphabay has over 300,000 items on their website and over $500,000 in sales every day. Alpha02 is making money with every single transaction, receiving a share between 2 to 4%.
Was ich
He
gerade erzählt
becomes a
habe.
multimillionaire. Right now, an entire team is working on Alphabay. Alpha02 has a representative named Snake, several moderators who handle disputes between buyers and sellers, and a PR manager. With the site's explosive success, the founder decides to retire from day-to-day operations. He renames himself. Alpha02 simply becomes admin. From now on, communication only runs through the Snake. As Alpha02 retreats, American investigators are paying more and more attention to his true identity. Who is the powerful mastermind behind the platform ruling the dark side of the internet?
Wie läuft die Rückgabe bei einem Drogenmarkt, wenn du unzufrieden bist? Tatsächlich fast genauso wie bei Amazon. Habe ich mir sagen lassen.
A hunt that stretches across the globe and will last for more than several years
Soll bedeuten, wenn du sagst, du hast es nicht bekommen, schicken sie einfach nochmal.
begins. You don't have to surf the dark web to find malware.
Moment, Werbung? Das ist Werbung? Fühlt sich an wie Werbung? Yep. Ja, ich bin der Werbeschnüffelhund.
The American investigators want to find out where Alphabay servers are located. With access to the servers, they can close the platform or secretly infiltrate it and perhaps locate the operators. IP addresses provide information about the locations of users and servers. In closed networks like Tor, website requests are routed through a number of random servers around the world. Routing through many servers cannot be traced back. It is purposely made difficult to find out where servers, operators, and sellers are located. Because of that, the American investigators had to try a different way. They start browsing the platform and buy drugs anonymously, hoping for any mistakes by the sellers. Perhaps the products, packaging, or postage stamps can provide clues to the identity of the respective drug dealer. Then they
Ich habe so Geschichten gehört, wie die deutsche Polizei irgendwie 10 Kilo Koks in einen deutschen Dark Web Markt bestellt hat, in der Hoffnung, Fingerabdrücke und sowas zu bekommen. Die sind eigentlich relativ clever, diese ganzen Händler.
could arrest him. But these are just the small fish.
Und Deutschland ist super, super weit oben, Chat, wegen unseren Datenschutzgesetzen. Hier sind so viele Darknet-Menschen, die sich dumm und dämlich verdienen quasi an unseren Gesetzgebungen, die gut sind, meiner Meinung nach, aber die definitiv von solchen Leuten ausgenutzt werden.
Dealers come and go. Investigators want Alpha02. But the mastermind behind Alphabay seems to take every precaution. He seems to know every rule of the game. So the investigators become desperate until December 2016. Robert Miller sits behind his desk in Fresno, California. He works for the DEA, the American Drug Law Enforcement Agency. He's working on Alphabay, and until this day, it was a pretty thankless job. But suddenly, an email appears in his inbox. The sender is anonymous. It seems like Alpha02 made a fatal mistake in the early days of Alphabay.
Was für ein
Every
Fehler.
user who registered on the website at the time received a welcome email. The email address of the true sender was visible in the metadata of this email.
Damn.
Although the error was immediately corrected, the anonymous tipster saved one of those first welcome emails. Maybe the tipster was one of Alpha02's first customers, maybe an operator of a competing site that got a hold of the mail somehow. Who knows? Anyway, he silently watched Alphabay growing in the dark web, only to then hand the mail address over to the DEA. The email address is pimpalex91.
Hotmail.com. Damn, sag mir bitte nicht, dass er wirklich Alex heißt jetzt. Wenn er wirklich Alex heißt, Chat, ist er ein fucking Idiot.
hotmail.com. This email was the breakthrough for Miller and his colleagues. Via the email address, the investigators find photos from 2008 and 2009
Ein Vollidiot.
of an Alex on Skyrock.com. That's a French-language social media platform. He also linked an old dating profile. The profile lists Trois-Rivières as his hometown. It is located in southern Quebec, Canada. According to the profile, he was 17 years old at the time, so the 91 in his email address could be the year he was born. He would have been 23 years old when Alphabay was founded. The username Alpha02 also appears on a French-language technology forum. In 2008, he explained how to remove a virus from an
Ich bin
image.
davon überzeugt, Chat, dass nur die Idioten gepackt werden. Nur so nebenbei. Von den wirklich cleveren Leuten hört man nie was und wird man nie was hören, Chat. Man wird auch niemals eine Spur finden von denen. Es muss mehr clevere Leute geben als dumme. Ich bin ganz sicher.
His email address is at the bottom of the post, and also his full name. Alexander Kazis. The investigators have his name, but where is he? They find Kazis' PayPal account. He provided his private email address there as
Gute Arbeit.
well. Through his LinkedIn profile, they also find out that he works as a freelance software
Jungs, ich habe 3 verschiedene Discord-Accounts. Ich habe bestimmt, keine Ahnung, 20 verschiedene E-Mails. Teilweise 15 Jahre alte E-Mails und so. Ich bin paranoider als ein Dude, der eine Dark-Web-Seite hostet.
designer. He also seems to run his own tech company called EBX Technology.
Jetzt schlechte Beispiele für meine Paranoidität oder für mein Wissen über Cybersecurity. Aber ich will darauf hinaus, Chat, das ist ein ziemlich ein grober Schnitzer, den Alexander sich da geleistet hat.
On Facebook, the investigators find the profile of his fiancée, a Thai woman. Apparently, the Canadian lives in Thailand. The clues lead investigators to the country's capital.
Kannst in Thailand nicht leben oder einfach so quasi immigrieren, also du musst quasi eine Thai heiraten sozusagen, also eine Thai-Frau heiraten. Ich denke mal, die wurde benutzt, also die Dame wurde jetzt als zur Geldwäsche verwendet oder so. Ich meine, die müssen ja irgendwie zusammenarbeiten.
Bangkok. With the help of Thai authorities, the investigative team identifies 3 properties owned by Kazis in the city. One house is located in a gated community. Alpha O2 lives there with his wife. Then there's a second house and a $3 million worth mansion in the outskirts of Bangkok. He also has a holiday home in Phuket and is in the process of buying another villa in Cyprus. Investigators begin tailing him. The lifestyle of the multimillionaire includes several cars. Kazis enjoys driving around Bangkok in his Lamborghini. Agents watch him, follow his routes, and track his iPhone. Whereas Kazis lives in a beautiful house with his wife, he invites his many affairs to one of his other houses in Bangkok.
Damn, Chat, ein eigenes Haus nur für Affären.
The investigators call that place the Bachelor Pad. Kazis is an active member of a pickup artist forum. There, men give each other advice on how to be successful with women. Under the name Ramio, Kazis publishes conservative family values.
I will not marry a girl who's not a virgin, okay? Oh my god.
And keeps a quasi-sexist live blog about his successful sex life. Other than that, his everyday life is quite normal, pretty unspectacular for the king of the dark web. He gets up early, checks his social media accounts, works, and is home a lot. From time to time, he attends a language course or goes out to eat with his wife. Around these routines, the authorities meticulously plan his arrest. In June 2017, a few weeks before the attack, a few American...
Ja, Pia, ich weiß, Pickup-Artists, oh Gott. Das ist bei vielen Männern, die plötzlich, ich sag's extra Männer, Chat, das ist bei vielen Männern, die plötzlich ganz viel Geld oder Einfluss haben oder so. Könnt ihr mal hier die Augen aufhalten auf Twitch. Muss man immer, ich sag mal so, ich meine, ich will damit sagen, Chat, bei manchen Leuten brennt eine Sicherung durch und dann fühlen die sich so mächtig oder so und dann kommt diese Pickup-Sache dazu.
Agents were sitting in the lounge of the 5-star Athene Hotel in Bangkok. Suddenly, Kazis appears. He parks his Porsche Panamera at the entrance and casually strolls through the lobby area, straight towards the agents. There are thousands of hotels in Bangkok. Are they busted? Has the king of the dark web outwitted them? Kazis sits at a table a few meters away from the agents. They have never been so close to him, but he only meets for a business dinner. An incredible coincidence. At this point, no one suspects that just 1 month later, Kazis will be dead. Alpha Bay is the largest darknet market in the world at this time, but there is competition. In Europe, the Hansa market is growing rapidly, keeping European authorities busy. Dutch investigators find the servers of the Hansa market thanks to a tip from a security researcher. They are located in a data center in the Netherlands. A unique opportunity arises. They monitor the servers, copy the data, and dig through countless chat entries from the operators of the site. They find out that the operators are Germans, who probably still live in Germany. Together with the German Federal Criminal Police, BKA, the Dutch want to bring the Hansa market under their control. But suddenly, the Hansa market disappears.
Ganz ehrlich, Chat, ich traue dem BKA eigentlich nicht viel zu. Ich traue allgemein deutschen Authorities nicht viel zu in Sachen Cybersecurity, aber viel Erfolg.
from the Dutch servers. The admins probably found out that their servers had been copied. In the chats of the operators, the authorities also find a few Bitcoin addresses. They start tracking the transactions of these Bitcoin wallets until they end up at a Dutch crypto exchange. They contact the exchange and ask for the data. The Bitcoins lead to Lithuania. Together with the authorities there, the Germans and the Dutch try and locate the new servers. This time, the authorities want to strike. But something unexpected happens. The FBI tells European authorities about their plans to arrest Alpha 02 and to shut down Alpha Bay. Operation Bayonet is born. The operation is led by the FBI and DEA and involves the cooperation of law enforcement agencies from a total of 7 countries. Europol is also involved. The FBI is instructed to wait with the takedown of Alpha Bay until the Dutch, in cooperation with the Germans, have taken control of the Hansa market. If Alpha Bay is taken down, Hansa would be swamped with new buyers and sellers. This is often the case in the dark web when a site closes or if there's an exit scam. Customers and dealers simply move. But this time, customers and dealers would move to a site that's been hijacked by law enforcement. With that data, the Dutch could convict thousands of unsuspecting criminals. A honeypot. Alexander Kazis knows nothing. He continues to drive through Bangkok in his Lamborghini, writes nonsense on his favorite forum, and cheats on his wife. On June 20th, 2017, the first part of the mission succeeds. The data center in Lithuania is stormed by Dutch forces. At the same time, German authorities arrest the 2 operators of the Hansa market in Siegen and Cologne. The operators cannot warn anyone.
In Siegen. Okay. Nicht der typische Ort für Cyberkriminelle.
Before their arrest. The Hansa market is under Dutch control, and nobody in the dark web knows about it. July 5th, 2017, Bangkok. It's time. There is a warrant for Kazis. Today, the Royal Thai Police, DEA, and FBI will arrest him. Alpha 02 could finally be put down after more than 2 years. A gray Toyota Camry drives down a dead-end road towards Kazis' house with the Royal Thai Police Force agent at the wheel. She tells the security guard that she took a wrong turn. She wants to turn around, but unintentionally causes a minor accident. The noise and chaos are supposed to lure Kazis out of his house. He's supposed to come out spontaneously, without thinking about it. This part is important. In the optimal case, his devices should stay unlocked when he is getting arrested.
Big
If
brain.
his hard drives were locked and encrypted, it would be difficult for authorities to access Alpha Bay.
Oder sogar impossible.
Kazis leaves his house and approaches the Toyota. He has his cell phone on him. Suddenly, several officers try to catch Kazis. He attempts to run back
Kommt die
inside,
her?
possibly to shut down his computer, but he's overpowered. The investigators run into his house and look for his laptop. It's in the bedroom, on and not on standby. The officials have caught him.
Der ist gefickt.
Alpha 02 is still logged into the server hosting Alpha Bay.
Hart gefickt.
Investigators search the laptop and find multiple passwords for the Alpha Bay website and servers. The Canadian has a fortune of
Links zu 23 Monate, ich kann alle deine Arma 3 Videos und vieles mehr. Sehe ich jetzt zum ersten Mal auf Twitch. Gibt es sowas als Game? Mega? Ja, tatsächlich. Ich meine, du kannst einfach deinen eigenen Dark Web Market aufmachen. Ist dann auch so eine Art Game. Da bist du auch ein Millionär. Kannst auch einen Lamborghini fahren und fremdgehen und 3 Häuser haben und so. Das ist quasi das Spiel des Lebens. Go for it, bro.
$23 million. Authorities confiscate his luxury cars, houses, a hotel, and millions in cryptocurrency.
Es gibt übrigens ein Spiel, das heißt Welcome to the Game. Da spielt man tatsächlich ungefähr genau das, was der da gerade macht. Also, wenn ihr wirklich nach einem Spiel sucht.
Kazis' wife is charged. The Thai woman is accused of money laundering.
Ja, klar, logisch. Deswegen konnte er formulieren, wie fremdgehen. Weil er hat sie quasi stinkreich gemacht.
1 week later, on July 12th, Alexander Kazis is dead. He committed suicide while in custody.
Ja,
The king of the dark web is history.
das Leben war vorbei für den. 100%.
The shutdown of Alpha Bay by authorities is being purposely kept secret for the time being. When the platform is suddenly offline, no one knows why. An exit scam? A hack? Have the operators retired? As expected, countless users migrate to the other darknet platforms, including the Hansa market. For 4 weeks, the Dutch authorities watch thousands of criminals trade on the platform. They collect valuable incriminating.
Ich möchte noch mal ganz kurz sagen, Chat, und der einzige Grund, warum diese ganzen Kriminellen so super duper mega reich sind, Chat, oder reich werden können über diese Plattform, sind, weil die fucking Drogen, die sie dort verkaufen, illegal sind. Okay, die verkaufen auch geklaute Kreditkarten und andere Sachen, aber ihr wisst, worum es geht, Chat. Sind wir wieder beim Anfangspunkt, wo wir gerade eben waren bei dem mexikanischen Kartellvideo. Weiter.
Evidence. So on July 20th, 2017, the Hansa market is shut down as well. On the same day, the US Department of Justice announces the end of Alpha Bay and Hansa, a gigantic success for the global authorities.
Today, the Department of Justice announces the takedown of the dark web market Alpha Bay. This is the largest dark market web place takedown in world history.
The dark web itself is not an evil technology just for criminals. We need places on the internet in which whistleblowers and journalists are relatively safe. Marketplaces like Alpha Bay are, however, still part of the picture. The global game of cat and mouse is far from over. The demand for illegal drugs, weapons, counterfeit money, and malware is too high. It didn't take long for the Hansa market and Alpha Bay to be forgotten. Users flocked to other existing platforms. A number of new darknet markets sprouted up and positioned themselves better than the former market leaders. The Russian darknet market Hydra was at times more than twice the size of Alpha Bay. In 2021, it was also shut down by German and American authorities. So now there's a new contest for the title of the king of the dark web. A promising contender is the Snake. He relaunched Alpha Bay in 2021 and still runs the darknet marketplace to this day.
Keiner crazy, oder? Jetzt dieser The Snake Dude macht einfach weiter. Ja, der hat Eier, heilige Scheiße. Aber vermutlich auch ist deutlich paranoider, was seine Sicherheit angeht. Ist hinter, keine Ahnung, 25 VPNs oder so. Plus, keine Ahnung, agiert nur dann auf seine komische Darknet-Seite, wenn er mit einem Auto zum McDonalds WLAN gefahren ist oder so. Mit einem geklauten Auto.